Call to ground, Cessna 254 Echo Kilo, ready to copy.
Cessna 254 Echo Kilo, clear to the Sacramento Executive Airport via turn left, heading 060 within 1 mile of Palo Alto Airport. Expect radar vectors to San Jose, Victor 334, Sacramento, direct. Maintain 3,000, expect 5,000 within 5 minutes. Departure frequency 135.2. Block 4513, 4513.
So we lose our Victor 334.
Right, yeah, just Sacramento direct.
Okay. Okay, readback for 254 Echo Kilo is clear to Sacramento Executive. On departure, turn left, heading 060 within 1 mile of Palo Alto Airport. Radar vectors San Jose, Sacramento direct, maintain 3,000. Expect 5,000 in 5 minutes. Departure frequency 135.2. Squawk 4513.
That's 4 Kilo affirmative, and readback is correct. Just to confirm, I missed the 60 part. Just to confirm, left to 60 heading.
Right. Turn left, heading 060 for Echo Kilo.
Cessna 4 Kilo, advise the tower your IFR. Have a good afternoon.
All right, thanks for your help, 4 Echo Kilo.
All right, now one thing he didn't catch it, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, you went?
Let me get my code.
Okay.
4513. Yes, sir.
So he read to you, left turn 060 within 1 mile of Palo Alto Airport, radar vectors San Jose, Victor 334, Sacramento direct. All right, and you read back radar vectors San Jose, direct, or Sacramento direct.
Right, he missed the Victor 334.
Yeah, because there's a dog leg in there, so that is actually important.
Okay.
The dog leg is at Sonol. So, yeah, Victor 334.
All right, and then we advise tower when we're ready. We're going to go on to tower.
5 Papa Juliet, Roger. You can make straight into the spot, remain south of the runway 13 center line. Landing at the spot will be a turn risk. Information here is about to be current wind 140 altimeter 3004.
0.2.
5 Papa Juliet.
Okay, now we're going to put this in. Procedure?
Okay, no.
Or flight
plan?
Yeah, it's okay. All right, so KPAO to Sacramento.
First is going to be radar vector San Jose.
All right, so so the entire routing is
right. Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. So the
actually, it's going to be SJC because when they say radar vector San Jose,
not the airport.
They mean the VOR.
Okay. Oops. All right, SJC, enter. And
then here we want to load the airway, so hit menu, menu, enter. All right, now roll it down to load airway, big knob, enter.
Yeah.
Okay, and pick 334.
Enter.
Enter.
Okay.
And then just roll it down to Sacramento. Enter.
Interesting.
It picks up all the points in between.
Okay.
All right, and then you just load in KSAC. Yeah, in these planes, you can just load it in just as they give it to you. Victor 334, Sacramento, no.
Oops. KSAC, okay, enter.
And then you come over here, visually check.
Odyssey Tango Whiskey, no delay, runway 13 clear for takeoff.
Very good, he's going.
13 clear for takeoff, no delay, 942 Tango Whiskey.
That's good.
Okay.
All right, and then more to do.
Heading 060. Okay, 3,000.
Okay, we have our frequency transponder code. You got that?
Yes. Okay,
No.
Frequency transponder code.
All right.
060 heading.
All right. And what I like to do is, it's already in there, we have San Jose VOR loaded into Nav1 radio. In the event we lost GPS entirely, we'd still have a means of navigating this whole thing.
Okay.
Off VOR. Okay, you can tell tower you're ready for departure, IFR Sacramento Executive.
Okay. Follow to tower, good afternoon, Cessna 254 Echo Kilo, ready for departure, runway 13, IFR Sacramento Executive.
Odyssey Tango Whiskey, make the left turn, no delay, heading 060 and contact NorCal departure, have a good flight. 942 Tango Whiskey, we're in the turn now and we're calling departure, thanks for the help. Thank you. That's the 254 Echo Kilo, Palo Alto Tower, hold awaiting IFR release.
Okay, roger, 4 Echo Kilo.
It's good practice to read that back, hold for IFR release.
Okay.
Just like when they say hold short.
All right.
That's okay. Okay, now, what else have we not done here? All right, so can do, just kind of read, use the time to look at this chart here. All right, this is the approach plate that we're flying, and
the tower base is 1,600 feet.
We always start with ATIS. So you could actually put that into COM 2 right now if you wanted, just for something to do. Get some of this ready. We were too early to load the approach, but we'll listen to ATIS because ATIS will then tell us what approach is in use once we get up towards there. Find out what that flashing light is. We always like to extinguish anything that's flashing. All right, that's good. All right, and I'll lean out just a little bit, not knowing how long we're going to be here. I doubt very long. As soon as that Pilatus clears the airspace, it could be when we get out of here.
Okay, so takeoff 13, 400 feet, left turn 060.
Right.
So Tower Skyline 52960 inbound on the ILS.
Skyline 52960, Palo to Tower Pilatus. 2 minutes ago reported bases at 1,600 feet. We'll appreciate a new base and top support if able, and report circling north runway 13.
96, yeah.
All right, so it sounds like someone's coming in on the GPS. They said they're coming on the ILS, which we had one, but they're coming in, so it's unlikely we're going to get off before that plane comes in.
Okay.
96, base is about 1,600. Have the field insight.
Skyline 960, roger, thank you. Just report commencing your circle.
96,
Okay, the circle is doing what?
That's a visual maneuver since the approach comes in on 3-1, but the winds are favoring 1-3, just like we talked about before.
Oh, okay.
He's circling around. He's basically going to a left downwind. It will look like he's just doing VFR, and he is visual, but at the same time, he's still IFR status.
Okay.
beginning circle now.
Skyline 960 here, thank you. Wind 130 at 6, runway 13, clear to land.
Clear to land 13, 960.
Consistent 4 Echo Kilo, runway 13, clear for takeoff.
Right, clear for takeoff on 13, 4 Echo Kilo.
Right, parking brake.
Yeah.
Pull it out. Rotate it the other way. Just like undo what you did.
Got it.
All right. I'll hold that. You don't need that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Here we go. Clear for takeoff. Go. Yeah, he's probably on the left downwind right now.
Oh, I got you.
Let's see, they couldn't let us go until he reported he was in the circle. The weight wasn't so bad. Right there.
Okay, here we go.
All right, time off, 22:03, right? Okay, just make a mental note.
Just a 4 Echo Kilo, contact NorCal departure, have a good flight.
All right, Roger, 4 Echo Kilo. Check in with these guys.
Yeah, just wait till you're done with your turn.
Okay.
If they need to call you beforehand, they will, but just concentrate on the flying. Okay, you can go ahead and call in.
What are we telling them?
Just tell them you're at 900 for 3,000.
Okay. NorCal approach, Cessna 254 Echo Kilo at 900 for 3,000.
254 Echo Kilo, NorCal departure to contact.
All right. Once we get above their minimum vectoring altitude is when he's likely to give you a heading, different heading to fly. All right, pitch down just a little bit below 10. That'll keep the speed up.
Way off.
Just small corrections, that's all. You're doing fine. Just look at the arrows at the top. That'll tell you if you're going straight or not. All right, turn to the left. Right now you're turning right.
Yeah.
Just trust the instruments. Don't believe what your body's telling you.
Okay.
Before Echo Kilo, climb maintain 5,000.
All right, climb maintain 5,000 for Echo Kilo.
All right, to the left. You have a tendency to pull to the right a little bit, so just recognize that.
All right.
November 4 Echo Kilo, fly heading 090.
090 for Echo Kilo.
I'm going to reach over here. I'm going to activate this next leg of the flight plan in case he tells us to intercept that. Okay, at this point, go ahead and turn on your autopilot. Press AP up here.
Yeah.
Press heading mode. Press vertical speed. And bring it down to about there. Right about there is good. Bring it down to about 600. You know. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, that's good. And just, you know, right rudder as much as needed to help the climb. We're doing 600. The speed's a little slow, so let's bump it down to 500. Go ahead and do that. I'd like to have the speed up in the low 80s if I can get it. The reason I put it on autopilot now is that the workload right around here gets a little heavier. We're going to give you a frequency change.
Number 4 Echo Kilo, turn left heading 050.
050 for Echo Kilo.
Number 4 Echo Kilo, contact approach 125.35 today.
Missed that frequency.
Say again.
Say again for Echo Kilo.
Approach on 125.35.
125.35, thanks very much for Echo Kilo. 135.
That's the kind of stuff that can happen. You know, they give you a heading and a frequency and all of that.
Bravo 3803, contact Oakland Tower 1G7.2.
So check in, you'll say port, you know.
Southwest 3803.
NorCal approach, Cessna 254 Echo Kilo, 4,300 for 5,000.
254 Echo Kilo, NorCal approach, Oakland altimeter 3006, clear direct Sacramento Executive Airport.
You say?
Look at me, just say again.
Say again for Echo Kilo, please.
254 Echo Kilo, Oakland altimeter 3006, clear direct Sacramento Executive Airport.
Traffic.
Clear direct Sacramento.
Okay. All right, 3006 on the altimeter and clear direct Sacramento Airport for Echo Kilo.
All right.
Galaxy 1 Bravo Golf, turn left heading 200.
So go to your, bring up your flight plan.
Turn left heading 200.
Roll it down to KSAC and go direct enter.
Down to KSAC.
Yeah.
Okay,
Direct enter and hit nav mode on the autopilot. But when he said you're clear direct, that means you can go there. Skip everything else. Okay. All right, now let's the airspeed. Okay, good.
Galaxy 1 Bravo Golf, maintain 2,300.
Maintain 2,300, Galaxy 1 Bravo Golf.
By the way, I think we may have talked about this before, but I'm going to mention it again anyway. You know, this green, they call it the reticule. When those crosshairs are on that white line, that's level flight.
And the reticule's on the...
When the crosshairs in that reticule are on that white line, that's level flight. That can be very helpful to know. Your hand flying.
Galaxy 1 Bravo Golf, 5 miles from Plaza. Turn left heading.
Okay, so we're in cruise.
Why is it over there?
Because it's not directly because it's a crosswind.
Left 150.
That's our track. That's how we're heading.
ILS on 2 approach, Galaxy 1 Bravo Golf.
So it's, you know, it's squarely in the boxes, but you're, you know. All right, so now cruise. What do we do in cruise?
Now it's a mixture.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. Cruise. We'll set the power 2,500. It's good enough right now, I think. A little bit more. And 50 degrees, rich up peak. Lean it out.
it'll be, it ends up being 1475.
Yeah.
I was occasionally like to glance down my outside air temperature, lower left hand. Yeah, make sure you're not getting close to freezing.
Wind Bravo Golf, contact open tower 127.2, good day.
27.2 Galaxy 1 Bravo Golf.
Try to bump that up to 2500. The reason I say that is because this box right here is your true airspeed. You probably filed for 115.
15, exactly.
Right. And normally that's what it gives you.
Okay.
But there's a rule that says if you're if you're more than 5 knots below your airspeed, if you're more than 10 knots, if you're more than 10 knots off your airspeed, or 5%, whichever is greater, you have to let them know. Okay, good.
Right.
I can get ready for Sacramento. You're saying you can listen to ATIS.
Is that ATIS out here?
Yep. You're on.
Falcon 53 Charlie.
Not on that frequency in COM 2 yet. No.
25.5.
Right. Now listen, because before you're on ground.
Executive Tower Information X-ray 2153 observation, wind 1806, visibly 5, light rain, mist, ceiling 700 broken, 1400 overcast, temperature 162.16, altitude 3002, ILS approach landing runway 2, departing runway 20. Aircraft use caution for birds, advise on initial contact. You have
Let me listen to it again.
Information X-ray 2153 observation, wind 1806, visibly 5, light rain, mist, ceiling 700 broken, 1400 overcast,
okay.
162.16, altitude 3002.
It's 700 broken.
Right, but we are landing too.
Yep.
Departing 20, landing 2.
Right. Well, that's the only alternative. I mean, you can't, the ceiling's low, they just don't think that you'd be able to circle around to 20.
Okay.
So they're going to have you land with the tailwind. Okay, at Sacramento, 5,000 plus.
254 Echo Kilo, contact sports 125.1, good day.
Say again, 254 Echo Kilo, please.
4 Echo Kilo, contact sports 125.1.
125.1 for Echo Kilo. 5.1. This is approach. This is still NorCal.
Flip it first.
Yeah.
Never right there, Mike Redder.
That's all NorCal.
By the published mist. And return. Please stand by for the frequency. Right, Mike Redder.
Look at standby.
I think you said Roger.
And never right there, Mike, on the go for your published mist. The frequency will be 127.4. 127.4, Mike Roger.
NorCal approach Cessna 254 Echo Kilo at 5,000.
November 254 Echo Kilo, NorCal approach back now, altimeter 3003.
3003 for Echo Kilo.
You just use that one because that's closer than Sacramento. So 3003, put that in.
We'll keep with 30.
You put in the Sacramento one, which is a little further out. We got the, we're able to pick up the ATIS, but the 3003 Stockton is much closer.
Okay.
So we'll wait on the Sacramento one. Okay, as they're using the ILS to, they said the ATIS, so we can start to load that approach.
Right.
So for that.
Procedure.
Yep.
Approach. ILS ILS for 02.
Right. Coops. We seldom use the vectors one. Yeah, Coops is right on the. Well, we select that as the initial approach success closest to us.
Okay. And the minimums.
Right. First off, you need to change off to Barrow. Then over to the right. Right now, load in the minimums, which, to look at it, it's first line there.
ILS 2.
Yep.
94.
Right. You have to put in 300.
Right.
Enter. Load.
Approved for GPS.
Sticking that power a little bit more. We're hitting an updraft right now. We're pitching up. There's some downdraft rather, that's causing us to pitch up that much. So add some power to help the autopilot, okay? Again, we're hitting these waves right now. It's not uncommon. Right now we're
hitting 4 Sierra Papa is 5 miles from Tracy, across Tracy.
Soon we'll get on the other side of the wave. It's going to start speeding up quite a bit.
Okay, so we're
for the ILS
okay, just enter.
25 right approach, cross Tracy, at or above 3,500.
All right, and then turn off the cursor. Okay, we'll do the rest here in a minute. I want to watch this, because that can get you into some trouble airspeed-wise if you're not alert enough to add power when you start to feel the plane slowing down. You're going to find that when you fly IFR, you're going to be flying a lot with your ears, and your ears are going to tell you when that engine is slowing down or speeding up.
It did get quiet.
Yeah. So, as we pitch down, as we're starting to, the speed is going to pick up, and then from that point, power setting is good right here, but if it gets too high, we'll start to hear it. All right. So we got the ATIS, loaded the approach in the G1000.
Okay.
All right, the next thing we're going to do for this ILS is we look up here in the upper left-hand corner. First off, the frequencies are over. They're here loaded for us. And we have to check the course setting. What is that? What is that course?
019.
Okay. To do that, well, we have to be on heading mode, because if we just change the needle here, we'll knock off the autopilot. So first step is make sure the heading bug is centered. So press it, then go on heading mode in the autopilot. All right, and now push the CDI button here. All right, the first green arrow should be 019. Then press it again to get the second one. This is backup, good. And now go back to GPS, and then go back on nav mode. So that's confirming the frequencies and the course setting for the ILS, because when we fly the ILS, we can't fly it on the GPS needle. Okay. Because it's not a GPS approach.
Right.
All right? We've got that all confirmed now. We can look at any notes in here, but then the next thing we need to look at here is the missed approach. Climb to 600, then climbing left turn to direct to Sacramento VOR. All right, so in the backup of the nav radios, it would behoove us to put in the VOR frequency of 115.2.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. I would do it on both of them.
And overwrite the 114.2.
Right, that was San Jose. We're done with that.
115.2.
Right. The missed approach procedure is built into the approach itself, so we can fly it on the GPS, but IFR flying is all about having backups and redundancies. So, that will give us that. Perfect. Okay, now we know we're landing around 02. We can look at the minimums, kind of familiarize. The other thing to do is, not a bad idea to familiarize yourself. Just note the points in between COOPS and UBE, and the reason I say that is there may be a chance the ATC will say, when able, fly direct Turu or whatever, whatever.
Okay.
And you'll say, what? I don't even know what that is. But if you've reviewed the points, it'll be somewhat familiar.
Okay.
All right. I say that from experience. That happened to me once, and it's kind of throws you off. All right, good. So we've done pretty much all the work we need to at this point. Next thing that's going to come is a frequency change. Now, when you check in with the last controller, This will be the last control. When you sense you're checking in with the last controller, you give them your altitude. If you're on an assigned heading, you'll give them that. But we're not. We're flying nav mode right now. Altitude, but also let them know you have information, whatever.
Okay. X-ray.
X-ray. Okay. They may ask you how this approach will end. We'll say full stop.
Okay.
And thinking ahead too, it's always, I would try to guess what ATC is going to do. Now that we've cleared over this higher terrain, we'd like to think at some point we're going to get a descent down to lower altitude, because to start this approach, we want to be at somewhere near 1500.
Okay.
All right. But if we get too close and we're still up at 5,000, that's when I'm going to start asking questions.
Right.
And you can adjust your standby altimeter also. Anytime you get a new altimeter setting, it's good to just set it to agree with your...
Alright, so we're doing good on speed.
So this, you know, normally in IFR flying, this period in here is just the calm before the storm. You know, it'll get a little busier, but manageable.
Alright, so we're going to check in. We're going to have, at 5,000, we have X-ray for Sacramento Executive.
Right, exactly. He'll probably say expect the ILS to approach, or may say something like that.
We tell him that, and we repeat that?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Just say Roger.
November 40 Papa, radar services terminated. Remain on your same code. Contact Livermore Tower 118.1.
Keep the code 118.1 for Sierra Papa. You have a good day.
There is actually, we haven't talked about this section down here, but there's a time, this is all based on your ground speed on the approach, will probably be about 90 knots. But they give you a time here, and that time is actually, if we weren't flying this as an ILS, but instead we were flying it as what's called a localizer approach, which means that we didn't have the glide slope, we'd have to have a means of identifying the missed approach point.
Oh, right.
And that's, we would start the timer at the Sacramento VOR, and then after the expiration of that time is when we would have to commence if we didn't have the runway in sight, commence the approach.
Hello, approach. 5148 Yankee is with you, 6,500 for 7,000.
November 5148 Yankee NorCal approach, stock altimeter 3003. I have a minute for your route. Advise when ready, copy.
Yeah, 48 Yankee, go ahead.
Yankee cleared to the Bakersfield Airport via radar vectors for Clovis, Victor 23, Shafter, direct, and you can maintain 7,000.
Okay, it'll be 5148 Yankee be cleared to Bravo Fox Lima via radar vectors Clovis, Victor 23, Shafter, and then Bakersfield.
4 Yankee affirmative, and fly present heading vectors for Clovis.
Okay, present heading, and we'll get vectors for Clovis. And we are level at 7,000, 48 Yankee.
Number 4 Yankee, roger. Number 4 Echo Kilo, contact approach on 125.25.
125.25 for Echo Kilo. NorCal approach, Cessna 254 Echo Kilo at 5,000. We have information X-ray for Sacramento Executive.
Kilo, NorCal approach, roger, expect the ILS, runway 2, circle to land, runway 20.
Okay, Roger, and any chance we could get lower at this time?
4 Kilo, trying to maintain 4,000, and fly heading of 345, radar vectors for the ILS, on approach course.
Alright, fly heading 345 and altitude 4,000 for Echo Kilo.
I like to take control. I'd like to, direct this thing. If he's not, I don't want to wait for him to tell us to just.
Okay, so we're going to go heading mode, or we're staying on
heading mode.
Yeah.
345.
All right, 345. Altitude 4,000. Vertical speed.
All right, and now that we're on a heading, I bring it down to about 700 feet per minute.
Mike, and I'm going to have to reset it now. There was a problem with that last switch.
And at this point, since we're on a heading, we're not going to be on GPS anymore. You can switch your needle over to ILS.
With
5869, contact Oakland Center 119.75. So. Right here, I got a good push now, thanks. 119.75, Oakland Center, Southwest 5869.
Okay, on power.
Right. As long as you keep the airspeed in the green, we're good. As we get closer to the approach, we'd probably bring it back a little bit more, but
okay.
As it is, a good sign is we're below the glide slope right now, which is where we want to be. If that was close to being on the center, I'd be a little concerned, and certainly at that diamond, if we were above the diamond, that would be cause for concern. Because we like to intercept from underneath, okay?
Okay.
Always remember the diamond represents...
maintain 2,000.
All right, 2,000 for Echo Kilo.
Always remember the diamond represents the glide slope, and we're the white line. The white, you know, give us is that horizontal white line there. Okay. 1,000, and we are going down. Good.
Can we just, do I just enrich the mixture?
You can. Yeah, anytime. You could do that now.
Push it all in?
Right.
Okay.
As long as we stay below that green diamond, if I start to see that green diamond coming down, I'd bring the power back.
We are below the green diamond.
That's right.
Okay.
People tend to get confused about that. You know, we want to be at or below the green diamond. When we get on the glide slope, it'll be exactly centered.
Right, so that means the glide slope's like this, and we're here.
Right.
And we want to...
And we're flying toward intercept, yeah.
Okay, I got it. We're like this.
Right, exactly.
Okay, we're going to go to tower next.
He said circle the land 20. We'll see about that. The circling minimum...
Right here, Mike, maintain 5,000 feet in the
circling minimums are, what, 500?
Yeah.
They say the ceiling's 700 broken, so we might be able to do that. But last time I was up here earlier today, that wasn't possible. We made it straight in, even with the tailwind. But the key is, under no circumstances do we want to drop down below 500. So as you're on this downwind, and as I told Normando earlier, it's been my experience that if someone is going to get something, have to come back and redo something on a check ride, it's the circling approach. Because, it may seem that holding that altitude is, easy to do, but it's not when you're also trying to focus on the runway. And, you got a lot of things going on, and people tend to, they don't, it's very easy to let the plane drop down below minimums, which is why, for check ride purposes, I always suggest adding 50 feet to that and fly 550. It gives yourself a little bit of room underneath there. We'll see how it goes. Well, I'm not sure. We'll see what that looks like.
So what are we seeing here in these green boxes this way?
That's the ILS, that's the course that we're looking to intercept here. Now, what I'm going to do here, because right now the GPS, it doesn't matter really for that, because we can fly this up, but I'm going to activate a leg on this GPS. Wait a minute, no, don't want that. I'm going to activate this leg right here. That coincides now, if I zoom in, the green is what this is, that line right there. What we're looking to intercept.
Okay.
Actually,
oh, I see. So we intercept it, and then that shows us.
Right. I don't use those boxes. Those are kind of gimmicky, in my opinion. 2,000 now. We're good shape. The diamond is way above us, so that's good. But we're good shape. Now, he hasn't yet cleared us or told us to intercept the final approach course. So if he didn't, now see the diamond's starting to come down now. Have to keep an eye on it. Anywhere in here now, he'll probably on our present or gives a heading to fly. Maintain 2,000 until established on the localizer. You're clear for the ILS 2 approach. It'll be a mouthful.
4 Echo Kilo, turn 10 degrees left, radar vectors for the cloud for intercept.
Turning 10 degrees left for Echo Kilo. 345, 355.
Oh, 335.
335.
All right. Let's slow the plane up, bring the power back to about 22. Now he's going to give us a call. This is probably the hardest thing to read back in IFR flying, this call you're about to get here. If it seems like too much, I'll take it. Just going to give you a heading, altitude to maintain until you're established on the localizer, then he's going to clear you for the approach. Those 3 things.
Right, and so I'm going to repeat the heading, repeat the altitude.
Right.
And then say what?
And clear for the ILS.
Clear for the ILS.
Yep.
Okay.
Echo Kilo, 4 miles from the final approach fix, turn the right heading 360, maintain 2000 until established on the localizer, ILS, runway 2, circle land runway 20.
All right, 360, I lost it.
All right, 360, maintain 2000 until established, clear for the runway ILS 2 approach, circle 20 for Echo Kilo. It takes practice.
Okay.
All right, now you can hit the APR button on the autopilot.
Okay.
All right, now you see localizer and glide slope are armed. It's first going to intercept the localizer. When it does, localizer is going to turn green. So we get on this thing, and then the glide slope will intercept soon thereafter. I'm still not convinced that we're going to be doing a circling approach, but we'll see.
Who makes that call?
Well,
depends what we can see.
For Kilo, contact Executive Tower 119.5. Good day.
119.5 for Echo Kilo.
Tell them you're inbound on the ILS approach with X-ray.
Sacramento Executive, Cessna 254 Echo Kilo, inbound on the ILS approach with information X-ray.
Cessna 254 Echo Kilo, Executive Tower, roger, wind now 150 at 8, runway 2, cleared to land, and when able, advise bases.
All right, we got the wind 150 at 8, clear to land, runway 02.
All right, and he said at the end, he said advise of the bases.
Okay.
So he just scratched out the whole conversation about circle to land.
Right.
He cleared us to land runway 2. That will have a little bit of a tailwind, actually a lot of a tailwind, 17 knot tailwind. Well, it'll probably be less at the surface. All right, now, glide slope is just intercepted, so all you're doing with your power now is controlling airspeed. So bring it back to about 1800. All right, we want to keep the airspeed about 95 knots, and we'll let the autopilot do the rest. You see the runway right there?
Okay.
If you were hand flying this, which you will be later, you would want to keep that green reticule, that circle, right on the end of the runway.
Okay.
As long as you did that, you'd fly a perfect ILS.
Okay.
All right, that's the beauty of this synthetic vision. Okay, pre-landing, mixture in, landing lights are on, fuel's on both. All right, good. Once we have the runway in sight, disconnect autopilot, start to get the flaps in, stuff like that. Okay.
Bring the power back more.
That's fine. So we're at 1200, so we have another 1,000 feet to go to minimums. I like to give myself a little countdown, just keep track of where the altitude is, versus if we get to 290, or I'll say 300, if we get there, we don't have the runway in sight, we got to immediately go full power and start climbing out.
Okay.
The missed approach, again, is climbing out to 600 and then climbing left turn back to the VOR. This, 800, so about 500 feet more. Say the ceiling's at 700. See? Looks like it's lower than that. Okay, about 300 feet more to go. Looking up ahead, looking for the approach lights. Okay, another 100 feet to go. Okay, getting close to minimums.
Got the lights.
Okay, lights, disconnect autopilot. Okay, bring your power back, hit 10 degrees of flaps in. 10 degrees of flaps. Got to slow this plane down because of the tailwind, okay? Got to really get this thing slowed down.
Minimums.
Okay, on the rest of the flaps, we're in good shape. I was pretty close to minimums on that.
Oh, yes, it was.
All right, keep the airspeed up, pitch down a little bit. To the center, good. And then just easy on the, it's a wet runway, so it won't break that well.
Okay.
Get your flaps up, it'll help with the braking. Well, not this one, but get off the next one. To the left. Wow, it's pretty good and cool. That was even closer than this morning. We almost had to do a missed approach.
Wasn't sure where that.
Right, slow down, just follow your line.
November 4 Echo Kilo left next taxiway. You can taxi to parking. Remain as free as you can.
What are we going to do?
Actually, Fort Coquille, I'd like to taxi back for departure back to Pelham. We have an IFR flight plan on file.
Number 3 Mike Echo Roger, and you can turn, correction, number 4 Echo Kilo, you can turn right on Mike and follow Mike, runway 20, taxi by Mike, cross runway 16 and runway 12.
Turn right on Mike.
All right, right on Mike to 20, cross 16 and 12, and as we came down that ILS, I would say the ceiling was just about 350, very close to minimums.
Number 4 Echo Kilo Roger, thanks for that. We're actually checking to see if we can do any circling approaches, but at 350, that's not going to happen.
I don't think so, yep.
And number 4 Echo Kilo, I'll have your clearance in the run-up area.
All right, Roger, 4 Kilo. Okay, so he said we can cross runway.
Yeah, 16 and 12.